these three countries of Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. They were supposed to be one country. It is just because of colonial divisions that they became separate countries. If you look at Kenya and Uganda, Samias are on both sides. The Tesos are on both sides. We go to Uganda, the Maasais and up to Wadigos down there are all in both sides of the countries. They are supposed to be one country. And Your Excellency, Museveni, President Museveni, I appeal to you, please make this lake of ours, Lake Victoria, a common user facility so that you can manage the security of the lake jointly with us. We don't want harassment from our side and from your side. President Museveni, I plead with you and President Ruto, please make this a common user facility, how it used to be when our forefathers were managing it, without any conflict in the lake at all. I don't want to speak much more than that, but I think this infrastructure is going to open development in East Africa. It is also a show that Kisumu now is looked at from a different mirror. The mirror with which Kisumu is looked at is now different, and we are going to continue together. In Kenya, Honorable President Museveni, we are working together in a broad-based arrangement with President Ruto in order to bring the country together, to bring this unity in the country so that we can continue to develop. And the wananchi of Kisumu hoye! The wananchi of Kisumu power! The power! We want power, and we must stay with power. Kisumu hoye! Kisumu hoye! Your Excellencies, this is a very great day for us here in Kisumu, because this SGR railway was conceived during the government of President Kibaki, but it was implemented during the Ruto-Oburu first regime. When the next regime, where His Excellency President Ruto was also there, tried to push this project to be implemented and to go further up to Uganda, Your Excellencies, it became a very, very heavy thing to do, because the explanation given then was that it was unviable, and therefore it could not be financed, and therefore it could not continue. Mr. President, you have invented a way of financing this project, and this project is now continuing not only to Kisumu, but to Malaba and up to Uganda. But Mr. President, I now wonder how an unviable project 5 years ago has become viable 5 years later.
Our plan is to transfer all heavy cargo to the railway. Hii ndio maana ya hii mradi. Mizigo yote mizito sana toka kwa barabara kwenda kwa gari moshi. Ndio maana yake. Then transfer all the petroleum products to the pipeline. Gari za mafuta kwa barabara ni hatari kwa maisha, tena zinaharibu barabara na zinaleta ajali. So heavy cargo kwenda kwa gari moshi, mafuta kwenda kwa pipeline. The railway can combine also water transport. Now, this now leaves the roads for passengers and light cargo. This is the whole plan. Kutoa uharibifu na gharama kali kwa usafirishaji mizigo mizito kwenda kwa gari moshi. Mambo ya vitu vyote vya mafuta kwa pipeline. Hiyo inamaanisha nini? Kwa barabara tumeacha wasafiri, watu pamoja na mizigo maridadi. The railway is part of the rationalization of our transport system, especially on the Uganda side, which is irrational and wasteful. Why? Because the items being transported are concentrated on the road, i.e. passengers, light cargo, heavy cargo, petroleum products are all on the roads. Sasa hivi usafiri kwa barabara ni mchanganyiko. Kwa lugha za Uganda tunasema akatogo. Akatogo means kuchanganya maharagwe na ndizi. So the transport now is akatogo on the roads.
Mpango wa kusukuma hii reli kutoka pale Naivasha, mnajua tulielezwa ya kwamba na wengine wachache wakasema ile reli imekuwa reli to nowhere. We are now telling them it was never a railway to nowhere. It was always our plan that this railway was going to be a railway to prosperity. It was going to be a railway to the transformation of the Republic of Kenya. And the naysayers, the people who don't believe in the transformation of Kenya, we want to persuade them that it may take a little while. It may have delayed a bit in Narok, but today we are making sure that this transport corridor, this logistics corridor, is going to transform not just the East African community, but it is going to position Kenya, Mombasa, and the East African region as a region for economic transformation. Let me also say, while right here in Kisumu, that here in Kibos, we are going to set aside 1,000 acres to build a special economic zone that is going to be connected to this SGR. It is a program that we have worked with and we have worked on. And as I have said, I was a few days in the county of Busia, and the people of Busia equally informed me that they would want this railway to be connected to Busia town, and I did commit to them that the special economic zone in Busia is going to be connected to the standard gauge railway as we transform the economy of the East African region. The governor of Busia is right here, and he knows the request of the people of Busia when I was there a few days ago. That infrastructure development does not just connect places, it often creates them. It determines where opportunity thrives, where investment flows, and where prosperity takes root. Unfortunately, the 130-year-old meter gauge railway line that was once a lifeline of regional commerce was neglected and gradually fell into disrepair, losing both its vitality and transformative impact. Yet, even in decline, the vision of connectivity never faded. In 2008, it is in this enduring vision that brought together the late President Mwai Kibaki and His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni, who jointly laid the foundation for a modern high-capacity railway, one that would link Mombasa to Kampala with strategic branches to Kisumu in Kenya and Pakwach in Uganda. Additionally, the presidents of Kenya, Uganda, and Rwanda not only pronounced themselves on the plan to extend the standard gauge railway to Kampala, Kigali, and Juba, but also signed the SGR protocol and tripartite agreement to ensure development and management of a seamless railway system. It is therefore most fitting that our elder statesman, President Museveni, is here with us today to witness this vision taking shape. Thank you, Mzee, for your leadership, your vision, and your steadfast commitment to the unity and integration of our region. It is in moments such as this, when we gather as a nation and as a region to break ground for infrastructure development that will define generations, that the destinies of our people, our cities, and our nations are shaped. History teaches us with clarity. Close to 130 years ago, along this very corridor, the British colonial administration conceived what was then known as the Uganda Railway. Its purpose was to link the Indian Ocean at Mombasa to the interior of East Africa, thereby securing territory, controlling movement, and extracting value from the hinterland of the colonial administration. In this original design, the railway would run inland from Mombasa, pass through Nairobi and the Rift Valley, and terminate in Kisumu on the shores of Lake Victoria. From there, goods, officials, and troops would cross the lake by steamer to Uganda through Port Bell and Entebbe. But from the very beginning, the railway did more than move people and goods. It reshaped the geography of our region. Mombasa was reinforced as the gateway of trade. Machakos, once an administrative center of the British East African Protectorate, was bypassed and declined in significance because it lay off the line. And Nairobi, then a swampy, flood-prone rail depot, established in 1899, rose because it sat on the railway. Nairobi became a logistical hub, then an administrative center, and ultimately the capital of British East Africa. Without the railway, Nairobi, as we know it today, might never have existed. Umetueleza mzee hapa ya kwamba shida ya bara letu la Afrika ni kulala. Na sasa umesema tumeanza kuamuka. Sisi Kenya tuliamuka zamani, bado tuko na wachache bado wanalala. Na tumewaambia wawache kulala kiholela hadharani. Na nafikiri umekuja kutusaidia mzee kuwaeleza wale wawache kulala. Na tunataka tushirikiane ndio tuende mbele pamoja, ndio taifa letu la Kenya tukiungana na ndugu zetu wa Tanzania na Uganda tuweze kusababisha transformation ya uchumi zetu, tupate nafasi ya kupanua uchumi, kupanua nafasi za ajira, kutengeneza mali, tupunguze umaskini na tuhakikisha kwamba tuna utajiri wa kutosha katika taifa zetu tatu na bara letu la Afrika. Mimi nawaeleza ndugu zangu watu wa Kisumu, mimi niko hapa leo Nitakuwa hapa kesho, nitakuwa hapa kesho kutwa. Sasa nyinyi ile mtafanya, mtaanza kunizoea. Mtaanza kufanya nini? Mwanze kunizoea. Sijui kama tunaelewana bado. Tunaelewana? Na kazi ya kubadilisha taifa letu la Kenya inaendelea. Barabara tunajenga, watoto wetu tunawasomesha, health delivery ya universal inasonga mbele, mambo ya kuunganisha stima inasonga mbele, tunajenga infrastructure tofauti tofauti, na tunawatangazia wale ambao wanataka kushindana na sisi ya kwamba miradi yetu ya maendeleo inaendelea. Kenya tunaitransform, na mimi nataka niwaambie tuko tayari na tuko kadi. Kama mnataka hiyo, tuko kadi tayari. We are ready for you when the time comes. The transformation of Kenya is underway in many areas, as has been acknowledged by even those who don't agree with us. The railway is now underway. The Mau Summit Rironi Road is underway. The Jomo Kenyatta International Airport shortly will be underway. We have concluded the building of Talanta. We are on course building a new modern conference facility at Bomas of Kenya, and on and on and on. Even the naysayers, even those who never believed in what we are doing, those who said nothing was happening, today they confess with their own mouths that indeed Kenya is undergoing transformation. No wonder it is said that God will change your enemies to work for you. And I'm sure they are working for us. 2 days ago, we broke ground for the extension of the SGR from Narok to Kisumu, a distance of 264 kilometers that forms phase 2B of this railway network. That line will connect our industrial corridor in Nairobi to the agricultural heartlands of Narok, Bomet, Kericho, and Nyamira, and ultimately to Kisumu. Today, here at Kibos in Kisumu, we take yet another decisive and consequential step. We break ground on the 107-kilometer Kisumu-Malaba section of the SGR, complete nearly 1,000 kilometers seamless rail link from Mombasa to Malaba, and forming a vital connection to the Malaba-Kampala line. When our late Prime Minister Raila Odinga was appointed the Africa Union High Representative on matters infrastructure, one of the most consequential suggestions that he made is the connection of the East African region to the West African region, using this very route through Kenya to Uganda to DRC to Congo Brazzaville, all the way to the Atlantic Ocean on the other side. I am confident that wherever he is proud of this moment, that finally what he envisioned as representative of the AU of connecting our region is finally underway right here in Kisumu, onward to Uganda. And I am informed by President Museveni that the section from Malaba to Kampala is already awarded and is underway. And finally, it will be connected from Kampala to Kasese in the DRC border. Your Excellency, this is a very proud moment for us as Kenya, as we see this infrastructural development that is not just a rail, it is a commercial lifeline, it is a logistics hub, and it is a regional investment that is going to transform the business environment, is going to transform the fortunes of our farmers, of our producers, of our industrialists, of our business people, and create wealth in our region. Na mimi nataka niwaambie tuko tayari na tuko kadi. Kama mnataka hiyo, tuko kadi tayari. We are ready for you when the time comes. And we have already seen what this investment can deliver. Over the past 8 years, the SGR has transported more than 15 million passengers and over 45 million tons of freight. It has reduced transport costs, improved efficiency, and contributed significantly to growth of our economy. With this expansion, we expect even greater impact. Freight costs are projected to decline by at least 40% at a ton for every kilometer, while transit times for freight will reduce by nearly 30%. The share of cargo moved by rail will increase, easing pressure on our roads and reducing wear and tear. But beyond the numbers lies something even greater. This railway will connect farmers to markets. It will move livestock and farm produce from our hinterland to Nairobi and onward to Mombasa for export. Tea from Western Kenya, Kericho, and other towns. Dairy from Bomet and other regions in Narok. Grains from Rift Valley. And of course, fish from Lake Victoria will reach markets faster and much more efficiently. It will power industrial growth along the corridor, from Nairobi to Naivasha to Kisumu and beyond. Enable businesses to access inputs more efficiently and affordably and reaching wider markets. It will create opportunities for our young people across construction, logistics, manufacturing, and services sectors, giving them a stake in the growth of our region.
Kisumu oye! Kisumu oye! Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri wa Kenya na Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Uganda, ningependa kusema hivi kwa niaba ya wabunge wenzangu ya kwamba leo ni siku ya kihistoria hapa Kenya na Uganda pia, kwa sababu ni siku muhimu ya kuunganisha nchi zetu mbili. Na I want to say that for sure, sisi kama watu wa eneo hii, dream ya baba yetu ambaye ametuacha Raila Amolo Odinga leo imekamilika. Alikuwa anataka sana hii reli itoke pale Narok, ifike Kisumu, iende Uganda, iende paka DRC. Ameongea juu ya maneno mara mingi sana, mnakumbuka? Sasa tunataka kushukuru Rais Dr. William Samoei Ruto kwa kuhakikisha ya kwamba hiyo ndoto ya baba imekamilika. Ya pili, tumeongea juu ya Jumuiya ya Afrika kwa muda mrefu sana. Na inaonekana sasa tukiongozwa na viongozi wetu wawili, hiyo jumuiya inataka kukamilika. Sasa tuko pamoja na Uganda mambo ya pipeline, tuko na Uganda na mambo ya reli, na tutakuwa na hao mambo mengi. Sasa tutaunganisha nchi zote mbili na tutengeneze sasa Jumuiya ya Afrika kikamilifu kwa sasa ikue imefanyika. Ya mwisho, Mheshimiwa Rais, kwa ruhusa yako, hii mambo ambayo inafanyika Kisumu leo sio mambo ya Kisumu peke yake. Wale watu ambao watatumia hii reli watatoka Nairobi, wafike Narok, wafike Bomet, wafike Nyamira, wafike Sondu, wafike hapa Kisumu, waende paka Uganda. Sasa inaunganisha pia counties nyingi sana. Kuna wakora ambao sasa wanapiga hii mambo, wanaongea juu ya hii ni kazi ilianzika mwaka ya 2016 ambayo ilianzika kutoka Mombasa ikakwisha hapo Narok, na walisema hii ni rail to nowhere. Today it is a rail to Kisumu, it's a rail to Kampala, and it's a rail to DRC, and it's a rail to Africa. Wale walaghai walikuwa wanapiga hii reli, sasa leo watapata aibu. Na hii kampuni ambayo inatengeneza hii reli CRBC ndio ilijenga kutoka Mombasa mpaka Narok, na sasa wanataka kukamilisha safari yao paka huko Uganda na paka huko DRC. Kisumu mnasemaje? Kisumu mnasemaje? Kisumu mnasemaje? Kisumu mnasemaje?
Your Excellency, President William Ruto, you are the champion of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area on behalf of the African Union. Both of you, Your Excellencies, have a very strong passion for integration, for bringing better coordination and trade and unity and communication within the African states. And therefore, our being here is a very strong and emphatic stamp of approval for the objectives, the ideals, and the goals that you stand for. On behalf of those who are here present and those who may not be here, we extend our highest level of appreciation to both of you for leading our two nations and leading the people of Africa in this very important infrastructure integration program. Kwa wananchi, tafakari kwamba hii reli itabeba 4,000 tons kwa wakati moja. Yani ni karibu lori za container ile 20 tani 20, lori 200 kwa safari moja. Massive, massive haulage of cargo.
Kisumu Harbour Section of Excellencies is a 170 in the two countries which will permit seamless operation across the border from, it is the other way. Allow me to stand on this side in our roads. That is about 216 TEUs with a design
unveiling. Just the two of them to do the unveiling. And the unveiling happens. Makofi, let us all give them a hand. Tuwapigie makofi tafadhali as they unveil, and we now have the Kisumu Malaba Standard Gauge Railway Phase 2C project officially launched by His Excellency Honorable. So we'll welcome the two heads of state to come and tighten the bolt together as there they go. Tuwapigie makofi tafadhali. That is indicative of the fact that the standard gauge railway now moves from Kenya all the way to Uganda, and as mentioned, with immense benefits to passenger movement, to construction of other towns within. Can they continue just for the photos? Just for the photos. Makofi tena haitoshi, tuendelee kuwapigia makofi. Tunaona kwa kweli reli imekazwa, na sasa mwendo wa kutoka Kenya kwenda Uganda kwa kutumia reli pia umekuwa mwendo wa rahisi, unapunguza wakati, na pia to two presidents to just stand here for a photo session, a quick photo session for the two heads of state. I'll request Your Excellency, you seek your indulgence for